We first found out about GBC by receiving a postcard in the mail, and we knew that we had to do our kitchen because we had a problem with the floor not being level. And so we called them, and Bo and Leon came out and looked around at the kitchen. We gave them some of our ideas that we had thought up on our own, and they gave us some ideas and made some measurements and some drawings, and then they sent us their ideas and a rough estimate of what everything would cost. And that was our first estimate that we got. And we continued to consult with some other contractors to get 3 estimates, but we felt like GBC gave us the best value for our money with flexibility. We liked the idea of getting our own appliances and choosing them for ourselves, and not having the markup in the overall cost. And we liked their ideas for the design. We had a few times where we went back and forth with various iterations of having an island or having more room for seating versus more room for storage. And we gave them some ideas about our mudroom and our pantry as well. I think the 3 top things about our remodel were, first of all, strengthening the subfloor. Claudio and the team did an amazing job on shoring up the floor, which had sagged due to a previous water issue. And the floor just feels so solid when you walk on it, and it's amazing having a level floor. So that was the first major thing. 2 other major improvements were opening up the doorway between the kitchen and the family room, which gave us a lot more light and a lot more of an open feeling. So that was really phenomenal in my mind, one of the best things we did. And then another great thing that GBC did was they removed the soffit that we had that went almost all the way around the kitchen. And it really wasn't structural. It did have some wires and pipes in it, but they worked around that so that we were able to extend our cabinets to the ceiling and also gave it a much more open feeling. And so I'm really happy about that. So after we met with Leon and Bo, that was the design phase. And then the next step after we selected GBC to redo our kitchen, then we met with the construction team. So we met with Charlie and Barack and Claudio that were really gonna lead the effort on actually gutting the whole kitchen, doing the structural work, doing all the fine-tuning elements, figuring out the cabinets, the measurements, and how it would really work. So working with them as a team was great. You could really see the communication. I remember the day that Charlie and Barack came to do the final measuring, and just sort of the creativity and going back and forth, and you could tell they had worked together on a lot of projects and were really comfortable with each other and making suggestions, getting input from us when they needed it. Another great thing they did was to suggest, we had a small pantry off of the mudroom, and they suggested removing the wall. And that just opened up the mudroom and gave us a lot more space, a lot more light, just a very open feeling. And it was really messy in our pantry, so they gave us pantry cabinets, and that really made a big difference because everything will be stored neatly in there, and it just looks really clean with the white cabinets. And you come in and it gives you a nice relaxing feeling, even though it's just a mudroom. So when we were during construction, it was really a very busy time for us, and we couldn't be home a lot during the day when the team was here. And Claudio and his team would be here working, and maybe a question would come up, and Charlie would always call me on the phone and say, this came up, or they have this question. A lot of times if there were issues where we really needed to walk through it together, Charlie would make the time to come down in the morning when it would work for us, or we could work out a mutual time, but he would come by and walk through things. When I came home every day, it was really exciting to see what happened. Things went really quickly, and I kept telling my friends that my contractor is too fast, and they didn't believe me. They said that never happens to anybody. So that was really good. And then one day we came home and we didn't have a floor, and then the next day we had a floor. So it was really fast. Everything moved very quickly once they got started. We're just very busy, and so it's really important to us to be able to plan ahead. And when we signed the contract, once we had picked out our cabinets, our flooring, countertops, backsplash, all of that, we knew with the schedule right at that moment. Barack said, as soon as your cabinets come in, you're going to start, and that's going to take about 1 month. And so actually GBC was early on that too. So we weren't quite ready when they started for demolition, but it moved very quickly and it was on schedule. So that was really great to be able to plan around that.